Are you frustrated with your puppy biting your hands, ankles, feet, and just about anything else they can sink their little shark teeth into? Here are 6 tips to stop a puppy from biting fast. Before we dive in, let's talk about some common puppy biting questions. Answering these questions will help you better understand the challenge of puppy mouthing, nibbling, and biting. Why is my puppy biting me? Dogs bite because that is how they discover and interact with the world around them. They can't pick things up with their paws, so they try to do it with their mouths. It's important to know that puppy biting is normal. Almost anyone who has raised a puppy, myself included, has experienced biting in one way, shape, or form. Let me repeat that puppy biting is normal. And remember, the biting is even worse during the puppy teething phase. This leads us to our next, and extremely common, question about puppy biting. How long does puppy biting last? Typically, puppy biting lasts about 3 to 6 months. Just like with anything dog-related, every pup has a different background, environment, breed history, etc., which means that varying behaviors occur differently for every dog. I have 2 lab pups from the same parents, different litters, and even they have extremely different behaviors, challenges, and successes. Remember, every dog is different. If your pup takes longer than 6 months, that is fine. Focus on small victories. Apply the tips I am about to tell you, and above all, stay patient. Here it comes your 6 tips to stop a puppy from biting. And keep in mind, one tip may work wonders for your pup, but do nothing for others. So find what works best for you, and get to training. 1. Adequate exercise. Yes, exercising your dog really can be one of the best ways to stop puppy biting. Exercising a puppy is one of the best ways to help alleviate problem behaviors, like biting. Often puppies act out when they haven't had enough physical and mental stimulation. Again, how much exercise your puppy needs will be largely dependent on their breed and age. A general rule of thumb is that a puppy can have 5 minutes of exercise per month of age, twice a day. So a 4-month-old puppy can exercise for 20 minutes twice a day. If you find that the puppy biting gets extra crazy during exercise or playtime, don't fret. There are a host of options to help you overcome this issue so you can still effectively get rid of their energy. Consider getting a flirt pole. Flirt poles are a fantastic option because they allow you to play very energetic and fun games of chase without worrying about getting your hands nipped at. 2. Teach leave it. Teaching your dog to leave it is a powerful technique to get your dog to stop biting you. In its simplest form, the leave it behavior is all about restraint. A dog that can restrain from lunging and grabbing a treat on the ground is much more likely to be able to leave your hand alone. When you ask, how to teach a dog to leave it? Step 1. Attract your pup's attention by simply sitting and rewarding them with a treat or 2. Step 2. Show your pup a treat and then close your hand so your pup cannot access it. Your pup will likely try to get to the treat by licking, biting, hopefully not, or pawing at your hand where the treat is. When this happens, give a simple no. You don't need to yell or be mean about it. Once your pup shows restraint or stops attempting to get the treat, give a quick yes, and then reward with a different treat. Step 3. Practice that behavior multiple times until your pup starts to generalize the concept. Once that happens, then you can introduce the cue word leave it. It's best to introduce the word as your pup is in motion. So for example, when you close your hand around the treat and your pup diverts its attention away from the treat, say, leave it immediately. Follow that with a yes or good, and reward with another treat. Step 4. The next step up in difficulty would be to leave the treat visible in your hand and work on them doing a leave it. The next step after that would be to try putting a treat on the ground and telling your pup to leave it. If they lunge, just block the treat with your hand and give a simple no. Once your pup restrains, give a yes and reward with a different treat. Step 5. Practice, and then keep practicing. Practice having your pup leave it with slippers, toys, socks, treats, and just about anything else. The idea is to help your pup understand that leave it means something should not be touched, no matter what. As you can likely see, teaching your pup a really solid leave it will help them quit the puppy biting. If your pup starts biting into your skin, give the leave it command and reward when they stop. Practice makes perfect. 3. Teach tug of war to stop puppy biting. Tug of war isn't just a game you play in 3rd grade PE. In fact, it's a game that can quickly help eliminate puppy biting through redirection. Redirecting to a game of tug of war can help teach your pup what is okay and not okay to chew on. As we mentioned before, puppies explore the world with their mouth. That is totally normal. So it's important for us pup parents to help them latch onto things that are okay to be latched onto. If you are in the process of overcoming puppy biting, consider always having chew toys, Josh tug toys nearby. Many pup parents have found it best to approach your pup with the toy in hand so you can be ready if the hand chomping starts happening. If your puppy starts biting you, give a quick no and replace yourself with the tug toy chew toy. Once your pup engages the toy, say yes and give additional praise. Teaching your dog tug can be a great way to stop puppy biting. Just remember, these behaviors can take significant practice and time to overcome. 4. Remember to reward the positive moments. Remember that teacher you had growing up who only ever got mad at students' mistakes and never praised their successes? You probably forgot that teacher's name because you hated them so much. As a puppy parent, you can often get caught up in only saying no and trying to correct bad behaviors. The thing is, when you step back and consider your puppy's behaviors, you'll notice they're actually doing some really positive things. The question is, are you rewarding those positive behaviors and moments as you should be? If you are going through the process of overcoming puppy biting, you need to remember to praise the successful moments. When your pup comes up to you and lets you pet them without getting nippy, praise and reward them. Maybe you will see your puppy chewing a toy instead of your slippers or hand. Reward them. If your puppy licks your hand instead of biting it, reward them. A huge part, and often underlooked, of training a puppy is to praise their successes, treat each victory as a party, and break out the fun, treats, and praise. Your job as a pup parent is to teach your dog what you want them to do. How can they know if you don't let them know when it's happening? Remember, praise your pup's successes so they know exactly what you want them to do. 5th, adequate socialization with other dogs. Some of the best teachers for a puppy can be other dogs. Dogs are obviously very skilled at helping each other learn what is okay for play and what is too aggressive. One quick note on socializing your puppy is that you should always be there to monitor them. Be active and aware, and be ready to intervene if the play gets out of hand or aggressive. Some dogs have lower levels of patience with puppy biting, so be aware of how the other dogs are responding. As your puppy plays with other dogs, they'll quickly learn what levels of biting and nipping are tolerable to other dogs. Many pup parents find that the more they can correctly socialize their puppy, the milder the puppy biting will become. 6. Don't make yourself enticing. Sometimes without knowing it, you may be making yourself more enticing to be bitten by your pup. Of course, I'm not saying your puppy biting you is your fault. It's just that you can do things personally to make yourself less enticing to be bitten. For example, when your pup starts nibbling, do your best to not jerk your hand away quickly. Most dogs love things that are moving, so if you jerk your hand or foot away, your pup may think you're trying to be playful. Make your skin a little less enticing by keeping them covered when possible. Wait a minute, hear me out before you get upset and start thinking that this isn't a tip to stop puppy biting. Being a successful pup parent oftentimes comes down to how well you can set your pup up for success. If you are always leaving out things on the ground that you don't want your 4-month-old puppy to chew on, whose fault is that? So if you know your pup is going through an extreme biting phase, consider keeping that skin covered when at home. It can be wearing socks, long sleeves, and pants, and other things like that. When the puppy biting phase is at its worst, every little bit of help is important. Above all, remember to stay patient with yourself and your pup. Although it may seem like their progress is slow or non-existent, any progress is good progress. As you work on stopping puppy biting, stay consistent. When inconsistency creeps in, your pup will likely get confused. And we all know that confusion does not equate to progress. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips and tricks. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.